who just showed up today. We're stronger together. We get through this together. So I'd like to start with a poem that I stole from Allen Ginsberg. It's called America, beginning with a line from Allen Ginsberg's America. America, I've given you all and now I'm nothing. America, the grocery shelves are empty again. I keep yelling at flags on ugly houses. I keep trying to find joy or meaning. America, I have too many subscriptions. Chat, what are we wearing this autumn? Girls don't gatekeep. Katy Perry went to space and mostly took selfies. America, I don't sleep anymore. America, the dreams I have are filled with microplastics. I tried to tell you, but it was loud in the bar. America, I'm not sure you understand poetry. The big lie worked. America, your right don't care if I live or die. Your middle don't care, and your left only care if I do it right. America, things would be safer for a lot more people if you had just elected that woman you didn't like very much. I'm subscribed to The Atlantic because I think it makes me look smart. I get a lot of my news from Reddit reposts of Newsweek's articles. There is no such thing as an ethical billionaire. Kanye West should be put under conservatorship. Will you do anything about your gun problem? How many children will die at school this year? How many times will you redistrict North Carolina? America, I need you to be braver. I'm beautiful with my short hair. I'm beautiful 10 pounds heavier than I like to be. America, I love your swamps and your bayous and your lakes and your rivers and your tiny creek that ran through my backyard growing up. America, I've wept each time I've been in the Rockies. I woke up in Yellowstone once to an elk outside my tent. The Swananoa River is rich with mica. I put my hands into a river in California and lifted out gold. Have you ever slept under the sky? Have you ever kissed your best friend on the mouth? Have you ever seen your favorite band with a tall, cold beer in your hand? Have you ever made eye contact with a fox? America, a foreign-born man bought the election. America, he did do the Sig Hail on inauguration night. Boomers can't recognize AI, and that worries me. I don't want my robots making art. America, this is what they meant when they said no taxation without representation. America would deport Jesus. America, your hubris is showing. America, the king has no clothing. I miss all my friends who died of heroin overdoses. I miss people I'll never meet. I miss 19-year-old Elizabeth and how she felt about America. There aren't enough lesbian bars in America. Remember, Stonewall was a riot. I once slashed 3 tires on a Hummer with a group of teenagers high on mushrooms. I still think I'm lucky when I find a 4-leaf clover. Can we start smoking cigarettes again? I think it's time to bring back house parties. America, I've never felt as alive as I did when Triple Crown in San Marcos, Texas was at capacity and there was a funk band on the stage, and unbeknownst to me, I was drunk dancing next to the man I would marry years down the road. America, I've never felt as American as the summer my best friends had a contest to steal American flags, and on the 4th of July we had a huge bonfire and set those flags on fire. There was a short period where I believed I had premonitions. America, I love you. I'm sorry. America, can you put down your phone and listen for a second? America, I think you're missing the point deliberately. America, I love McDonald's. America, Taylor Swift has a private jet, and I'm supposed to feel guilty for switching to daily disposable contacts. America, J.D. Vance wasn't supposed to be our first millennial representation. America, J.D. Vance makes me uncomfortable. J.D. Vance, you make America uncomfortable. America, I know you think I've been talking for a long time. America, I know you think this could have been said in 500 characters or less. I pray at the altar of Emily Dickinson. I wish Walt Whitman was my uncle. This poem is for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, Frangel Reyes, Andre Hernandez, Neri Alvarado, Jersey Reyes, Rumasa Ozturk. This poem is for my neighbor from Ukraine. This poem is for my uncle, who I didn't realize was from England until I was in the 6th grade. America, the autumn colorways in New England are stunning. Remember when we as a country collectively watched The Tiger King? America, I haven't forgotten 9/11. I was on a bus headed to NYC to see a doctor that day. America, I've both seen too many doctors and not enough doctors. America, can I get a prescription for Adderall without being put on RFK's slur list? America, the jokes about the downfall of democracy in real time are so hysterical that I laugh until I'm breathless and sobbing, and I actually really was sad when TikTok was banned for that brief blip. I think most people are good but scared. I think most people are good. I hate stevia sweetened beverages. I like the way Mormons make their sodas. I read Project 2025 before the 2024 election, and I was surprised to learn there are plans to wage war with China. We're at war with China. The war will not be televised. It'll be $2 instead of 30. America, we were taken by Russian propaganda. America, I'm ashamed of you. America, I'm ashamed of me. America, we could have done more. America, I love you. America, I'm sorry. America, I wish you liked me for my spirit. America, I wish you liked me for my poetry. America, I wish you loved me like I love you. I don't know how to end this poem. I forgot to mention police brutality. I forgot to mention bluebonnets in Texas. America, I'd like to remind you about the gun problem. It's been a few minutes. America, I'd like to remind you about the gun problem. You might have blinked. Thank you. This next poem I wrote for an American hero, Robert Smalls. On May 12th, 1862, he was an enslaved man, and he stole a Confederate ship and steered it to freedom. He became a captain in the Union Army, and a statue was just erected of him in Charleston, South Carolina. This poem begins with a quote from the Boston Evening Transcript from August 1st, 1862. He sunk the rebel rag, my boys. Hurrah for Robert Smalls. I imagine the rebel ship that May pre-dawn now undocked in Charleston, wearing a faint shawl of fog as she sped and slowed, shivering out of the already war-warmed harbor, and what it must have taken for the captain, a man born enslaved into labor and traded as cattle until that morning, to breathe in the wet Atlantic air and steady his hand and hold towards one of two outcomes, death or freedom. This next poem I wrote for a friend of mine who passed away this summer with brain cancer. He was an incredible man throughout his life. He was a police officer, a social worker, a coach, a friend. And in the last moments of his life, he was still trying to think about how he could help his community. This poem is called The Future, in honor of a good man, Mike Stiles. In the last weeks of his life, Mike imagines what he might do in the future. Other good men picture well-earned leisure, warm, soft winds, or a deep brown leather recliner and the quiet clap of golf. Other men still dream most of the power they have hoarded, earned, or otherwise, and they dream of pressing that power against those who have hoarded less. Outside his hospice room, the summer is wet bulb hot and time reels forward urgently. His country is having a reckoning as the streets fill with dissent and disappearances. The cancer in his brain blends the whirl of details around him, a damp rag on pastel. Still he understands in this world, no matter what men dream, there is need, and in this world, there is love. He knows because he has both. When I retire, he tells his friend who has come to sit bedside, I'd like to volunteer here. Thank you. Right, and I've got one more real short one for you, but before I do that and head out of here, I run a Substack called Poetry is Politics, and once a week I send out a thought piece about resisting fascism, and once a week I send out a poem. So if you're interested in that, I will be sitting because I tore a tendon in my foot, so catch me over there and I'll give you a sticker and we can chat more about poetry and how to resist fascism and, fuck Donald Trump. Anyway, this is an erasure poem that I made from the first page of the U.S. Constitution. We the people ensure, promote, secure, establish this Constitution. Thank you. I'm Elizabeth Bayou-Grace.